Financial crisis in America for renters, as their net worth is 40 times less than those who own homes. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by CNN and written by Samantha DeLoya, titled, "The Median Renter in America has a net worth of $10,400. The median homeowner's net worth is $400,000. The author of this article referenced a recent report from the Aspen Institute, which revealed there is a gaping wealth chasm between homeowners and renters in America. The median homeowner in America has a net worth of $400,000 as of 2022. The median renter's net worth is just $10,400. This means the typical homeowner has almost 40 times as much wealth as the typical renter. Here are my thoughts. Real estate over the long run has done very well. Recent real estate appreciation has been phenomenal. People need to understand that real estate doesn't always go straight up in the short term. Many people learned that the hard way back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011. Since then, real estate has done really well in many areas. In a way, buying a home is like buying a used car. You need to know what you are getting. There are certain cars you would never want to buy used because they were not engineered well and the manufacturer used terrible parts and materials. When it comes to real estate, there are certain areas where you just wouldn't want to buy a home. There are areas in decline. There are areas that are prone to flooding. There are areas where unsightly future development may occur. Let me share some examples with you. I have a friend who bought a very nice farmhouse in the Midwest with several barns out in the country where he had no neighbors. It was just farm fields for as far as the eye could see. He didn't have to look at any neighbors, and he had a very nice natural view everywhere he looked. A few years later, they started putting up windmills everywhere. These were huge metal windmills that were painted white. Everywhere you looked, you saw windmills. Some of them were pretty close to his house, so they looked even larger because of the close proximity. I really felt bad for my friend because he no longer had a peaceful view of cornfields. Instead, he had to look at these unsightly windmills every day. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about me. Back in 2010, after the real estate crash, I looked at a bank foreclosed home. This was a very nice executive home on the corner of two roads. It had quite a bit of land between the home and the two roads. It was priced well, and the work it needed would have been pretty easy to take care of. Unfortunately, someone else ended up buying it before I could get my offer in. Well, I want to tell you I really lucked out. I did not get that house, and I'm really glad because several years later, the city decided to widen both roads, and then they installed a traffic circle at the corner where the two roads joined. Previously, there had just been two narrow roads and stop signs. A huge amount of land on the corner had to be removed for the traffic circle. Now that executive home has less front yard and headlights that are constantly going around the traffic circle at night and blaring into the windows of that home. At one time, it was a quiet little corner with stop signs, and now it is a busy traffic circle. In both examples that I've shared with you, I'm sure the property values were impacted. One thing I haven't talked about is deferred maintenance. If you are buying a pre-owned home, many of them have deferred maintenance. Real estate agents are often great salespeople. Some focus on how much fun you are going to have inviting your friends and family members over for the holidays and having parties in the big living room. But they don't focus on the maintenance that the home is lacking. Some home inspectors may call attention to things that are not working, but they often don't point out everything that is going to need to be replaced in the near future. They don't want to ruin the deal for the real estate agents, or they won't get business in the future. You could buy a home where everything is working right now, But in a couple of years, you may need to replace the roof, gutters, windows, HVAC system, water heater, garbage disposal, etc. You may also need to repaint all of the siding on the outside and replace some of the carpet on the inside. This could all add up to be tens of thousands of dollars. Then your company decides to downsize and you lose your job, and you need to relocate somewhere else in the country for work, so you have to put your house on the market and sell it. Depending on the housing market that you are currently in, you may not get back any of the money that you just invested into the house. Even if the home appreciated a little bit since you bought it, that may not be enough to cover the cost of everything you just put into the house. I'll give you another example. A big-time coach who lives pretty close to me bought a mansion several years back. He then put about $500,000 into updating his backyard pool area. Well, he is now going to be leaving for another team. Do you think he will get that money back that he invested into the pool area, along with all of the other money that he spent on upgrades and maintenance inside the home? Only time will tell. Sometimes really huge homes have a small number of buyers, many of whom are very particular. Getting back to the article, I find it interesting that the net worth of homeowners versus renters is significantly different. This doesn't mean you should run out and overpay for a home right now, or you are going to be very poor. When it comes to any investment, you should be strategic. I think you should also consider how long you are going to be in an area and factor that into your home buying decision. If you are in a profession where you are trying to climb the corporate ladder and your current job is just a stepping stone to something bigger and better in another state in the near future, renting might make more sense. When you buy a home, there are all kinds of closing costs that you are going to pay. When you sell a home, you have real estate commissions and closing costs, along with prorated property taxes in some cases. Some people forget about the days where sellers actually had to bring money to the closing table to get out of their homes. That happened quite a bit during the 2008 to 2012 era. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, "This is why the inflationary policies of the Biden administration are so damaging, sharpening the divide between the haves and the have-nots in our society. The rise in interest rates to fight inflation has made it more expensive to buy a home or a car. The result? The rich got richer and the poor got poorer." The next commenter said, "I've had many tenants that quite literally don't have the ambition or knowledge to change a light bulb. They've asked me if I can do it for them. Maybe it's got something to do with that." I'm going to chime in about that comment. There are some people who probably shouldn't be homeowners. Not only do they not know how to maintain a home, they don't want to seek out knowledge to learn how. Sure, they could pay someone to do everything, but they better hope their home appreciates quite a bit in value to offset the cost of everything they had to pay in order to get people to come in and do everything for them. Now, the last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, "There are two kinds of people, those who pay their own mortgage and those who pay someone else's mortgage. Choose wisely." Well, it's always interesting to see what the commenters have to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.